Once upon a time, in the sunny southeast of Ireland, lived a 6-year-old girl named Saorla. Her world sparkled with golden fields and the sweet scent of flowers all around her cottage. Saorla had a big passion: gymnastics. She loved flipping and jumping more than anything else. While other kids played games, Saorla practiced her cartwheels in the cozy garden behind her home. Though the garden was small to Saorla, it was magical, a place where dreams took flight. With soft grass beneath her feet, she believed she could become a gymnastics champion one day. Her older sister, Fiad, often sat on the garden wall, sketching pictures of Saorla mid-flip. With a cheerful grin, Fiad would say, "You are going to be famous someday." "I'll draw your picture for all the newspapers," she promised, making Saorla laugh. "Only if I practice really hard," Saorla replied, full of determination and joy. And practice she did, every day copying moves from videos on their mum's old phone. But sometimes, despite all her efforts, things didn't go as planned. She would wobble or fall. Maybe I should give up, she thought when things got tough. But deep inside, she knew better. One sunny afternoon, while practicing near the rose bushes, Saorla spotted something unusual. A soft golden light shimmered at the base of an old stone bird bath in the corner of the garden. "Fiad, do you see that?" Saorla called out excitedly. "See what?" Fiad asked as she looked up from her sketches, puzzled and curious. But by then, Saorla was already kneeling beside the bird bath. What could it be? To her amazement, she discovered a tiny door carved into its base, glowing faintly in sunlight. She hesitated just a moment before knocking gently on the door. And guess what happened next? The door creaked open and out stepped a tiny figure, a shimmering faerie no taller than her knee. The faerie had sparkling wings like sunlight dancing on water and wore a dress of flower petals. "Saorla," said the faerie with a voice as gentle as wind chimes, "I've been watching you." "You have?" Saorla replied in awe. "Could this be real?" "You have something very special," the faerie continued, "determination and a big dream." "I want to be a gymnastics champion someday," Saorla admitted shyly but proudly. "That's a wonderful dream," said the faerie thoughtfully, "but every big dream needs help." "Help? How can you help me?" asked Saorla with wide eyes filled with wonder. "With this." The faerie waved her tiny hand and a shimmering ribbon appeared before them. "What is it?" Saorla gasped in delight as it curled around her wrist like magic. "It's a ribbon of courage," said the faerie with a twinkle. "It will help you keep going." "Keep going when things feel tough," echoed in Saorla's heart, filling her with hope. "Thank you. I'll work harder than ever," she exclaimed as the faerie smiled warmly at her. "Remember this moment," said the faerie before stepping back toward her tiny door to leave. Was that a fairy?" Fiad gasped from across the garden with wide eyes. "Yes, and she believes in me," Saorla beamed proudly, showing off her glowing ribbon. From that day on, whenever Saorla practiced and felt tired or frustrated, she would look at her ribbon and remember, keep going. When Fiad saw her sister discouraged, she'd cheer from the garden wall. "You're going to be amazing one day," she said with so much love and pride. "I'll make sure of it," Saorla would reply with determination shining in her eyes. Every evening as sunsets kissed their little cottage goodnight, Saorla dreamed of bright lights and cheering crowds on grand stages ahead. She knew she wasn't there yet, but believed hard work would get her there someday. Every morning she'd tie back her hair and step into that magical garden again. With Fiad by her side, they practiced together, one leap closer to dreams each day. Saorla kept on dreaming big, and thanks to courage and magic, nothing felt impossible as long as she believed in herself. And so began every exciting new day for our brave little gymnast. So remember, dream big and keep going. Magic is waiting for you.